My guest at this time can be seen all the time on MLW TV. He's going to be competing in AAW's Jim Lynam Memorial Tournament this weekend. It is the Bad Reed, MyronReed. Myron, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me here today.
Hey, what's going on, man? You forgot, the young goat, hot fire, Myron Reed. You know,
Sorry,
it's
mhm.
it's an old thing, but that works too.
Okay. I know you have multiple monikers. I didn't know if I had to use all of them as I was introducing you.
Yeah, it don't matter, but you know,
Okay. I got it. All right. Well, hey, Myron, this is pretty exciting, man. The Jim Lynam Memorial Tournament I know means a lot to Chicago and AAW fans. You've come up. You've done a little bit better year after year. I know you were real close to winning the tournament last year. What does it mean for you this year, getting into the tournament? I mean, what would it mean for you to possibly walk away becoming the victor of the tournament? I guess for the first time this
well,
year.
really, for me right now, bro, it's not even possibly. It's when I do, when I win. I know every year I've done what everyone's expected me not to do. My first year in, man, like I wrestled Brian Cage first match of the tournament. Upset victory. People were like, "This kid's getting squashed. He's getting killed. He's out of here." Did what everybody said I couldn't do. Went on and I was this close to beating Michael Logan that first year, and I felt like that this tournament really like gave me that confidence as an in-ring wrestler. Like, and like I'm forever grateful. So like I feel like this Friday, Saturday, it's time to show out like no other.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, you've been with AEW for many years now. I mean, what has it just been like? What's the connection that you have with the company, and like, what's it mean for you to have been there, been able to grow there? I guess for the past many years.
Well, man, there's a lot of companies that you could say that took a bet on you, but there's not a lot of big companies. Like AAW was a huge company to me when I first started wrestling there. Like, and it was definitely a goal on my bucket list. And for me to do that, and for them to rock with me and give me all the matches, the opponents, the big feuds, and all the stuff that they've done for me, like it's just they hold a dear place to me in my heart. It's definitely Chicago's definitely a home.
Yeah, dude, and it's because you're only like what 24 years old, something like that.
20, just turned 25 this year.
Man, dude, like you got a lot of road in front of you still. It's got to be a fun time to be you. And like this match here, this tournament, obviously a big statement piece for you. But this opening bout here, a guy you're familiar with, you actually tangoed with him at MLW's Fightland. Arez, top luchador. What do you how you prep for the match? What can fans expect? I guess from you and Arez here in the opening round.
Um, I feel like for me, like I'm more of a unexpected type of wrestler. So like I feel like my comfortable spot is wrestling people that's unexpected. I'm always ready to go on the fly. Like I feel like my body's just ready for anything. I'm ready for war. I'm ready to win. And I mean, if you watch MLW, Ares was the guy that almost got pinned, and he's gonna get pinned this Friday.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, and how comfortable are you? I know you're. I mean, because you're a bigger guy. You're not like you're 6 foot tall, right?
Yep.
But you could. I mean, you're known as a flyer, man. Like, how familiar are you with lucha? Do you walk in like comfortable or a little intimidated when you have to go heads up with a guy like Arez?
Uh, I feel like the luchadors, the guys like that, like those guys like really helped me out. Like I've been to Mexico a couple times, and like especially being at Rockstar, when I was training in Rockstar with Sammy and all those guys, like they were teaching us lucha every day, like basing and stuff like that. Like we were learning all that. So like I feel like that's like my second style of wrestling is lucha.
Which one's harder for you, the American style or the lucha style?
Um, I feel like American's harder. Lucha's easier because it's a lot of rolls. It's a lot of rolls. Yeah,
Okay,
and a lot of rolls and not a lot of selling.
fair enough. Well, we were talking about Fightland there. Arez, you said nearly the man to take the pin there, but it was Tajiri that came out on top. What a legend. First of all, sorry, you're still the longest reigning middleweight champion, I believe, of all time. Um,
Definitely.
but to share the ring with Tajiri, what was that like to, especially in the 2300 arena? Like, how was that for you?
Um, it was a very special moment. Like I feel like as year goes by, like bigger and bigger matches like that, and bigger opponents, and I'm just being put up against more and more legends. And like for me, I feel like you just gotta be ready to be there. Like you can't be too excited and let nerves and being nervous or whatever mess up your performance. Like, I'm here to be the best. Like, I'm not here like, absolutely, it's respect on the other end, but I'm here to be the best. So like, I want to show to these legends, to the people that are watching me wrestle these legends, that Myron Reed's going to be a legend one day himself.
Yeah, for sure. And like, you're going to have another chance to put gold around your waist here at MLW. The ladder match that was just announced, Alex Shelley is going to be in this bout. I believe Alex Kane. But this is going to be for the MLW National Openweight Championship that just became vacated with Hammerstone taking both titles. Would you see that as a step up from the middleweight championship, or how do you view this opportunity, I guess, that you're going to be given here by MLW?
I feel like any championship that I get my hands on is the top championship of the brand, of the company. Period. Like, when I was middleweight champion, I feel like that was the biggest belt in the company. Now that I'm going after the open weight, I mean, open weight is different. It's a bigger challenge, so it's a bigger belt for me.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool. And like, how many years you been with MLW now? Like 3 years, something like that?
Since 2018, the middle of 2018. So like, this year was 3.
Okay, so yeah, we're moving closer to 4 here, and loved the work you did with Injustice. Big Jordan Oliver fan as well, obviously. And what's it just been like working with MLW? I mean, is this a place you see yourself for the rest of your career? I mean, what's just kind of the relationship, I guess, you have with the company right now?
For me, like, I feel like MLW has been so great to me, like, as far as like pushing me to be better, to be a better wrestler, to be better on the mic, to be a better character. Because before I went to MLW, man, like, the most important thing to me was just being the most crispy and clean and fresh in the ring. Like, just everything I do has to look perfect. But at the end of the day, you got to realize that you got to be different, number one, and you gotta have something that people can connect to, like your character. Like, that's just that people can connect to you if they watch you and they're like, I like this guy. Like, I can see myself in this guy like that. Like, I'm a fan. Like, and that's just something that, you know, sells fights and makes you more money in wrestling, bro. And I'm not only here to be a legend. I'm here to be rich. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you
Well,
know.
and that's the thing is there's like there are obviously some chances to make a viable living in pro wrestling, and you're in that pool. But yesterday there was some big news. Another company kind of looks like, at least for the moment, taken off the table.
Yeah.
Everybody over at Ring of Honor having their contracts cut. Like, what's your reaction? What do you think when you see something like that play out like yesterday?
Honestly, I can only imagine what they're going through. Um, as far as being released, but like, one door closes, another one opens, and I feel like for a lot of those guys, they're going to get bigger opportunities, like bigger platforms. And for other guys, maybe they weren't working hard enough, and now they're gonna. This is going to open their eyes and make them work harder. Like, it's gonna. I feel like everything happens for a reason to everybody. Like, and I'm hopefully a lot of these guys get bigger contracts, make more money. Get on the indies and do great. Like, I want them to all do great.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, AAW, I mean, you look at this Jim Lynam Memorial Tournament, really stacked group of wrestlers this year,
Definitely.
And like, you think about like how many top free agents have been put on the market in just like the last 6 months. I can't even really like fathom what like the indies are going to look like in a year. I think it's going to be just a completely different landscape.
I'm excited for it. I feel like it's more competition. More wrestlers got to step up. Like, it's there's more talent on the scene. Now you gotta stand out.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone's working harder. It's better. That really is the better content for the fans, and it's better for the fans. Friendly, well, healthy competition is always better for the audience. Like,
Yeah, and how's it been for you seeing MLW kind of take some steps towards being more competitive? I mean, I think the Vice TV deal has been really good for you guys, getting on after Dark Side of the Ring, and just generally bringing in, I think, some names that were a little bit bigger than I think folks would have expected to see
yeah.
MLW a couple years ago.
Well, I feel like the guys in MLW, the roster at MLW is, we can hang with any wrestling company in the fucking world. I just feel like for us, it was just, for MLW, it's just getting noticed. Like, all these other big companies have big TV deals and stuff like that. It's just all about getting noticed. Getting on TV so people can actually see what the actual product. If people don't see it, how can you really expect to grow your fan base and to be considered one of the best, one of the bigger companies? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I'm kind of optimistic we'll see like some more craft wrestling pop up. I think what EC3 is doing is kind of interesting. And, hopefully this just creates more little islands that people can kind of work on. I mean, there's a lot of money in, yeah. So, well, somebody that's kind of at the cross section, what we're talking about, that's going to be in the tournament, also in MLW, obviously the man you're going to be fighting for his vacant title, Hammerstone. Like, how did you feel about MLW's decision to put both the titles on him? And is he somebody that you would hope to clash with here in the tournament, I guess, this year?
I feel like whoever I'm matched up against, whoever wins, like I'm just got to be ready for them. Like we know like Hammerstone's one of the goats, one of the OGs of MLW, man. He's been working his ass off for a long time with that company, and just pushing the product and helping the product and getting better time and time over. So like I honestly feel like he deserves it. I mean, I'm happy for him, but enjoy your moment because everybody has their turn on the wheel, and my turn's coming.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, well, there's a couple other, talk about your turn coming. There's a couple other guys in the tournament that remind me a lot of you that are like getting some real opportunities at the moment, and that's Daniel Garcia and Lee Moriarty, right? I mean, these are guys that I believe Lee's even kind of still. I mean, he was in the Opera Cup, with MLW, so he was floating there for a little while, but now he's going off to AEW. I mean, guys that have really grounded out, on the independent scene, have gotten really good at their game, are still really young. Like, what is it for you when you see these kinds of talents getting put in those kinds of positions and opportunities?
Like I said, I feel like just the more talent that's put in in a situation, I feel like when I see that, I feel like, okay, it's time for me to work harder, grind harder, show out more. Like being like when I lived in Ohio for like a year, I feel like that was like my most progressed, like in ring, especially of wrestling, because I was living with Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, Desmond Xavier. So like when I was living with those guys and Ace Austin and Cole Radrick, like for me, like it was just a house full of fucking goats, man. Like I'm like, if it's a house full of like talented wrestlers that are going to be the future of this industry, I got to either hang or be better. Like it's, you know what I mean? Like, so like for us, we were all trying to one up each other. And I felt like that just made us all get so much better. And it separates you from the rest of the pack. Like in this tournament, it's the same situation. You put in the top talent, the best talent you can put in this tournament. Let me beat them. I'm going to beat them. I'm going to do what I do. And the better the better the opponent, the bigger the win for you.
Yeah, I had no idea you lived with the Rascals. I want to bring another promotion up here, but I've had the privilege to call a couple of your matches with them here at Warrior Wrestling, and man, you guys really work. That's probably why those matches were so good. That's what I'm getting at. I got it,
brothers, man. They definitely helped me out a lot in my wrestling journey.
So wait, real quick, just as a side tangent, I didn't know that you were so close with them. Like, what's your vibe on the fact that there's like 25 people trying to tank their careers down in NXT right now by like booing them on television at the moment?
That sucks, man. I feel like, but at the end of the day, like you got to think about it like this: no matter how big you get, no matter how great you do, you're gonna have 10,000 people that love you and probably 1,000 people that hate you. So like at the end of the day, it's just I know my brothers, I know my friends, I know my guys, dude. Like I feel like that just makes them work harder. That just makes them perform better. Like, and if it was me, if you booing me, I'm gonna show you why you should boo me. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna win and you gonna really be salty about it. Like that, and they've done that like for months, being booed and winning every month, being booed. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, it just shows that everything happens for a reason. I'm such a big believer in that. Like, not really. If you have an issue or something goes wrong, like I'm just such a big like believer in like not asking of your situation, like why is this happening to me? Like, what can I learn from this shit? Like, you know what I mean? That's how I everything now, especially when you have kids and stuff like that. Like everything, your mindset is so different.
Do you have kids?
2. I have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old.
Wow. And you're doing all this wrestling? Dude, how are you
full time,
man? That's why you work all the time. I was looking at your cage match to get ready and see, dude, you've done like you work every weekend, like every day, every weekend right now, I feel.
This is my full-time job, man. Like during the week, I'm home. I'm this daddy's daycare, man. I'm here with the boys. I'm working on whatever I need to get. Like my time to work is when they're asleep. So like or in the morning, or when it's bedtime at night or nap time, whatever. Like I know my time, so like I have to like schedule it. I just feel like anything you want to do, you can do it. You just got to have the motive to do it.
Yeah.
Don't your plate if you can't handle it.
So when you look at, obviously you're dedicated to MLW, but when you look at the competition, I mentioned NXT there with MSK. Like, what do you think of like the NXT WWE product at the moment?
Um, I watch NXT religiously just to really at first was to support my brothers, but I'm watching Impact, I'm watching NXT, I'm watching AAW. I just want to see how great these guys are. I want to know like, okay, these guys are killing it. Like, how good do I need to be? Where do I need to be at when the time comes? Because I don't want to be at the same place forever in my career. But like I said, MLW's taking great care of me, so like I'm definitely going to be there as long as I feel in my mind, until I'm ready to really go pursue these bigger companies or be a free agent or whatever. But like you know how that goes.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just interested. You've got
Yeah,
obviously a mind and an eye for the business.
yeah,
I didn't know, as I was kind of doing some prep for the interview. I didn't know that you started out in the backyard and
yeah.
transitioned. I always love backyard wrestling stories. What was your backyard wrestling setup like, Myron, when you were doing that?
Well, for me, I felt like um, backyard wrestling like was kind of like a lot harder than people say it is. Like, because when you one of the cool kids at school, bro, like the cool kid, your friends is gonna joke on you about this wrestling shit, man. Uh, and I got that. Like, in high school, like it's like I feel like people in high school are so like brainwashed into like fitting a mold or fitting in. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you don't do these things, then you're not cool. Or you get joked on. But what I knew though was, you know, regardless of what anybody said, like I knew what I wanted to do in life, what made me happy, what was my passion, my love. So like I got some friends together, and I'm telling you, like I moved from Kentucky to Atlanta, back to Kentucky, like, but I still always kept up with my backyard wrestling. Like I edited my videos, I did the little script shit, I put them on YouTube, I interacted with all the people that were commenting and stuff like, and we got pretty big to where we got like 3 or 4 thousand subscribers before like we ended it. So it was pretty cool. Like
Wow.
yeah, definitely one of the highlights, one of my favorite childhood moments. I'm forever grateful for wrestling.
So did you have a real ring, or what was your backyard wrestling ring?
Well, we did the last year before I went pro, but like leading up, like we started on the mattress, man, and then after the mattress, yeah, we started on the mattress, was recording, didn't care. We were known as the mattress kids, and but like after like 2 years, man, we were on a trampoline forever. But I was younger. I think I was like 12 or 13 then when we were on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow. Damn, it's been in your blood for a long time. Do you think the backyard wrestling helped you or hurt you when it came to transitioning into the pro side of it?
helped. It didn't. I don't feel like it didn't help me. It didn't hurt me at all. Like it just made me ready. Like I said, I was in a ring for like the last year before I started actually training. So like that year we were backyarding in a ring. Like you were teaching yourself hella shit. Like, I mean, and then there's so much stuff like nowadays you can just look shit up and find it. Like so crazy how that is. Like if you want to, how do I box? Like look it up on YouTube. What's the fucking boxing stances and it's gonna fucking show you how to box. Like and they had wrestling videos on YouTube, like how to wrestle. Like I remember for a fact, like they were teaching you how to do moves, and I would watch them religiously, like and teach my friends, like, all right, this is how we got to do this. We got to do this like this. Like it was definitely that. Like I said, it was definitely one of my highlights of my life.
All right, I love it. Yeah, I could hear it in your voice. All right, Myron, hey, I want to thank you so much for taking some time to chat with me here
Yeah.
today. Very excited. Jim Lynam Memorial Tournament taking place this weekend. Obviously, you're the man to beat. So where can people go to watch this thing? Where do you want to send people to find it, or even just support you?
You can follow me on all forms of social media. The Bad Reed on Twitter, Reed's World Instagram, and of course MyronReed on Facebook. And like I said, pull up to Chicago. I'm gonna win it all, and then when I win it all, I'm gonna shout Nick out. Because you know how I do, man. I'm gonna say, man, shout out to my homie Nick.
Wow, thank you.
Yes, sir. I got you, bro. I'm gonna win.
Appreciate
Shout you out.
Wow, I'm gonna be. I feel like what is it, Adrian? I'm gonna be the Adrian. I got to put a dress on or something like that. I don't know.
You don't have to call that.